Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is the Haves and the Have-Nots Season 6, Episode 32, and the name of this episode is The Committee. This was a rather interesting episode, and I have to say I was entertained from beginning to end, so, let's get this thing popping. Okay, the episode picked up where it left off. David went into cardiac arrest. Jeffrey's definitely panicking. Madison is trying to calm him down, and he sees that Jeffrey is just very shaken up about his father because he was just fine just a minute ago, and then all of a sudden everything just went haywire. And Jeffrey remembered that David said that he was having chest pains, and Madison pretty much told him that his levels were low, and what just happened is that he went into cardiac arrest, but you need to calm down and let the doctors do their jobs. I'm not even supposed to be telling you this. And then Justin's aka Glenn Close, where her sensitive feeling having ass gonna start popping off like, then why the hell are you telling him that? Yeah, let the doctors do their jobs, not you little bitch nurse. And I'm looking like, really, bruh? This is a serious situation, and him being a nurse sees that he's completely shooken up, and he wanted to calm him down. So he gave him some information to keep him at ease, but he said that the doctors will tell you more. You gotta let them, because what ends up happening is that they end up taking David into surgery. But Justin was just doing the most, and he's just flipping off, and then all of a sudden this just got to Jeffrey so bad because he's getting sick and tired of Justin continuously not only following him but embarrassing him every chance he gets. He pretty much just snapped and pushed Justin and said, "Get the hell out of here. Why the hell you still here?" And Justin's like, "Don't do that to me." And he said, "Well, sit your ass down over there and shut up." I was like, "About damn time, Jeffrey." Yeah, about damn time. You just been letting this crazy motherfucker run amok doing whatever he wants. And I think Madison pulling his chain, kind of letting him know, look, you're in a domestic, you're pretty much what you're going through is domestic violence. And we see that he was still denying it. He's like, and Madison was like, "Look, whether you want to agree with it or not, that's what you're in, and it's gonna get worse as long as you stay in it." So I was like, Madison knows his shit, and he called it, and he kind of let him know that, look, you need to break away from that, because he pretty much told him the last episode, "I really want to get close to you, but I can't with that guy around." So then we get another scene where the FBI storms into this house, and it's the house of the hitman, the one that blew up the car, with David and Erica. That left, Erica burnt to a crisp. They pretty much storm in and they arrest him and shit. And while they taking him out, he's saying he want his phone call or whatever. But this is the FBI, so this shit is top flight. And then we get a scene where Justin and Jeffrey's sitting down in the waiting room. Justin's sitting there trying to give him this cup. It looks like it's coffee, but it's not coffee. It's actually liquor. And he's pretty much just trying to make Jeffrey take. He's like, "I don't want the damn cup. I don't want the damn cup." He's like, "Look, you need to drink this. It'll calm you down." And he's like, "I said I don't want it." And he's like, "I'm trying to be nice. Take the cup." And it got to the point Jeffrey just flipped and just threw the damn cup across the room. He's like, "I said I don't want the damn cup, alright?" I'm like, oh, so now Jeffrey is starting to come out of this shit. He's like, "Look, why are you treating me like this? I'm actually here to help you. I'm here because I care for you." He's like, "You here to watch me, you son of a bitch." And he says that, "You know what? I'm sick of this shit. It's like every time I turn around, you're always doing something. And I'm getting sick of this shit. This shit is over." And then that damn Glenn Close starts with her bullshit. "I gave up everything for you." And he's like, "I don't care. You did this to yourself. And was it my fault when you got in the back of the police car and started to assault me?" Was that my fault too? I was like, all right, Jeffrey, that was a good flip. He flipped that shit on his ass, and you see Jeffrey, you saw that Justin was a little perturbed when he said that to him. I'm like, yeah, that's what you get, bitch. Because you've been holding that over his head. I gave up everything for you. No, bitch. You pretty much risked your whole career in your life doing all this bullshit you've been doing. And now you done lost everything. Jeffrey's the only piece that you don't want to let go. But he was never yours to begin with. Dumbass. But then he was like, you know, but I'm here to protect you. You know, and to make sure that you don't get close. Oh, so you don't want me around so you can get close to him, the little bitch nurse. I'm like, you were just so damn jealous. And you jealous because you see that Madison is competition. And Madison kind of letting it be known like, you know, I'm going to get him. You know, and Madison is real cute with it too, because he's like, I'm going to get him, bitch. So you can think what you want, but I'm going to get that black man. Fuck that. It's just cute how they both, like, in a way, are fighting over him. And Jeffrey's kind of liking this shit in a way. Because, you know, Jeffrey's fucking twisted. But, and then pretty much he was saying that, you know, the thing is that every time I'm not around you, I think about you, you know. And Jeffrey just looked at him and was like, you know what, we're through. Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck away from me. Leave me the hell alone. He was like, well, you need to come to the apartment and I'll be there and I'll give you time to cool off. I'm like, wow. If this is not even more clear that you're in a domestic violence situation, because here it is, you're telling this man off and he's still saying that I can't wait for you to see our apartment. It's so nice. So I'm thinking this motherfucker's about to do some a real serious stunt, and we gonna definitely have to keep our eyes open to see it coming, because I don't trust Glenn Close as far as I can throw her ass. This bitch likes to boil rabbits and she likes to shoot motherfuckers. So I don't trust Glenn Close, aka Justin, for the life of me. And Justin just got to the point, but Jeffrey got to the point where he was just had enough and he told him off, and I'm glad that he did. But yeah, this shit is about to get real. So I'm like, yeah, Jeffrey, you better be watching. You know, you got another Bobby Safeman on your hands, and I'm gonna need you to handle this shit like you handled his ass. You know, hey, you took a baseball bat to Bobby Safeman. You took a knife to Veronica. You need to do something with this motherfucking Justin. This is another monster you're gonna have to put down, and I'm ready for you to do it. But you need to be paying attention, because this bitch gonna come in a very slimy way, because you know how that bitch move. So then we get the scene, Benny goes to Candace, and pretty much, you know, Benny's mad as hell and everything, and, you know, and we see that Candace is trying to pack her stuff to leave, because she says she's running, she's getting away, and she was like, well, the thing is, I would go far, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that without no money. And then when Benny was about to send him, she started like, I already know you didn't sign, Benny. And he was like, well, how do you know that? She says, just know that I know. I don't have to tell you that. Just know that I know you didn't sign. You know, but then he's like, Mommy's going to be mad as hell. I'm like, well, tell me something new. and then she's like, well, you need to, you know, write a check out the account. He said that it has to be both of our signatures on it. She's like, really? You don't have your own damn account. Why the hell you have a joint account with her? And then it's like, he pulled it out the worst. He was like, well, when you mortgage the house, we got a joint account so I can actually help pay the mortgage off. So we both did a joint account when you mortgaged the house. So I'm like, you're the reason why they had a joint account, but yet she didn't tell him how much money she was wiring, and he didn't let her know that it was a joint account. So there you go. And I'm like, damn, it's like her shit is coming back to roost because of what you did. You're the reason why you can't get the fucking money, Candace. Here it is, you blaming you know, Hannah, like, no, this is your fucking fault because of what you did, you know, mortgaging her house caused them to get a joint account so they can, you know, manage the payments on the mortgage. So now here is, you done threw that $8 million that you stole from Oscar and Jim Cryer and mainly Wyatt, and you put it in the damn joint account. So it's like karma's a bitch. And it's like none of them are seeing the writing on the wall, and it's insane. So then he was like, well, she's like, well, I'm not worried. Mama come around. And he's like, Candace, I swear to God, if you do anything. I'm like, you should have checked her ass the last time when you found out she did it in the first place. You just got in your feelings and left. You should have like literally shook her ass up or whatever. Let her know that you was really pissed. You just got on your feelings and left, and then you practically made your mother look stupid in front of the banker when you didn't sign off on that wire transaction. But then, you know, he also talking about, but, you know, let's do it. But I'm saying, but, you know, mommy's upset. You know, the money belonged to the Christ. Like, well, no. Well, yeah, and it belonged to the son who put you in a coma. So it's like it's payback. But I'm like, yeah. But then again, it's like, actually, Catherine has did a lot. I mean, first of all, he's still breathing because of Catherine. I mean, yeah, Catherine did it out of guilt because she knew Wyatt did this shit. But she knew if she didn't get him proper care, he was gonna die. So you're alive right now because of Catherine, Benny. Because your fucking daddy was about to kill your ass to steal your fucking kidneys. And I'm just so waiting for that shit to come out. I don't know why that has not been exposed to Benny yet. To really show you how much your mother loves you and how much she has your back. And the fact that your father was literally took her ass to court and everything. I'm shocked Candace ain't said nothing to him about it. But nevertheless, but Candace comes up with the idea, you know, let's take a loan. But he was like, we ain't got no damn credit. She's like, no, we're going to take a loan against the account. So therefore, we take a loan against the account. And what happens is that if you know, the bank will hold the money as collateral until the loan is paid off. So they decide to go to the bank, you know, the next morning or whatever. But I was like, wow. It's like shit is just coming back, you know, for the both of them, because both of them are in some shit. And still, Benny got a hit on his ass by the fucking Malones. So you got the mob, the whole entire mob is looking for you to take you out. So then, after Benny leaves, Landon comes in, and Landon pretty much gives her this dress and says that you gotta be at this restaurant. You know, Charles is there, and she was like, I'm not going. He's like, oh, you will be going, and you will do this, and he was like, and then she was like, you know what, I ain't got time for this shit. I'm not going. Y'all need to stop coming in here bothering me. Leave me the hell alone. And Landon was like, look, you really think you have a choice here? You don't have a choice. So cut the bullshit, put on this damn dress, and get your ass out there to go meet him. And he begins to tell her a story about, do you know what this guy is? He's a package. You know, he's a front man, but he has a community behind him. And she's like, yes, I know that. I knew that, you know, I mean, I knew that from the moment we first met. We already had this conversation. And then pretty much he was saying that, yeah. And I told him I didn't want to. And yeah, I already know he got you know, he's a package and he comes with a lot. But he's like, no, but you don't know the half of it, because he looked at other girls and everything, and there was one that was close. And the thing is, we cleaned her up real good, but trust me, you were worse because, girl, you have done some shit. And I'm like, Landon was feeling his stuff in this moment, because this was kind of like his get back at her too, when she got that goon on him and made him piss himself. So he pretty much lets her know that, yeah, we have found another girl. We cleaned her up and did everything for this girl, and she said no. You know, we did everything for her, spent large amounts of money to make her this perfect woman, and then yet she still refused him. And he was like, well, what happened to her? He's like, what do you think? And we had to spend way more money on you than we did on her. So what you think is going to happen if you don't do this? And she was like, dude, you're not built for this. I brought a goon into the room with you and I made him piss your pants, bruh. Seriously? And he was like, that was local politics. This is national politics. And now I make people I make grown men pee in their pants. Put on the damn dress and be at that damn restaurant. And walked out of there. I was like, oh shit. Oh, Landon really feeling himself now that he working for the president. I'm like, He was waiting for his little moment to get Candace back. And then all of a sudden Candace was like, ugly ass dress. So I was like, yeah, that shit was hilarious. Then we see that Veronica gets a call, supposedly from the hitman. He's saying, I got busted by the FBI and I need an attorney. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, look, I'm sorry, I can't help you. He's like, no, you need to help me. You know, I did this for you. You're supposed to help me. She's like, regardless of what you did, I can't help you, so you need to call the attorney. He's like, this is serious. She's like, yeah, I know it's serious. From the sounds of it, it does sound serious. So you need to call an attorney and get that handled. But I'm not doing anything for you. And then just hung up on the dude, not even realizing the hitman is talking to the damn FBI, and he pretty much named her as the person that hired him to do that hit on Erica and David. And they're pretty much saying that you literally put out a hit and she didn't even pay you. So yeah, now he's snitching because he ain't get his money. And now he getting pinned up, and we come to find out that that really wasn't him on the phone. That was actually one of the FBI officers acting as him. And she just pretty much cut his ass off. So they got a lead, but it's not a strong one. But the FBI decides they're going to go after Veronica anyway. And he's just sitting there feeling all guilty. I'm like, yeah, you went along with it because you had a crush on her ass. Because you can definitely tell every time he was around her, like, he was attracted to her because she was crazy and she was dangerous. He likes that shit. So he was kind of into her because of that. But yeah, now his ass is up there, spilling the beans. And now they're trying to take her down because this is a terrorist situation, because you literally hired a hitman to blow this guy up. They blow a car up and, one person's dead and the other person was seriously injured. This is some serious shit, and the FBI's on it, so they ready to go down. So then we get a scene where Yep. So after that went down, we get a scene with Hannah and Derek. Hannah is still shaken up by what she just went through with Jim and Catherine. Derek is trying to calm her down, and he hugs her, whatever, and she's like, "Thank you, Derek. You always know how to make me feel better." And then he pops up 2 weeks in the Bahamas. I'm like, nigga, you keep trying to throw these things out that you trying to take her to bed. Like, and she looks at the itineraries and see that they gonna have a king-size bed and all that. He's like, it's like a romantic getaway. You've been going through so much. And he was like, look, you just quit your job, so this is a chance for you to have fun and have a vacation. I'm like, hey, it's not a bad idea. And besides, Hannah need to get away, because Hannah's just been dealing with a lot of shit. So I agree, but then again, the way Derek is moving, I don't trust that shit. And You know, he's saying that, but you know we can't be in the same bed together. He's like, but I thought you were stronger than that. She's like, he was like, look, I can lay next to you and not touch you. I can do that. And she's like, for real? He's like, nah, I can't. I'm like, Derek is stupid. That was pretty funny. But then he, next thing you know, they just start hugging, and next thing you know, they start kissing. I'm like, yeah, if y'all go to the Bahamas, y'all gonna be rolling all over on top of each other. Which personally, Hannah needs it. Okay, Hannah's long overdue, but you know, he's saying that, yeah, I respect that you don't want to have sex before marriage, but I'm like, come on, Derek, stop the bullshit. You setting traps, you planting seeds, hoping that she's gonna finally give in and, you know, let you take her to Jesus. Literally. So we gonna see what's gonna happen with that. But I'm like, that damn Derek keeps moving, and he's trying to take her to bed so much, and he's like, you know, I won't even touch you. She's like, fool, please, you can't even keep your hands off of me being here. I'm like, exactly. So what? That's kind of a ring of an alarm that, yeah, he ready to grab him some ass. So we get a scene. The doctor talks to Jeffrey. David's okay. He had an infection, and they got him stable now, and you know, and that's when you know, Jeffrey and Madison had that conversation about, oh, you know, psycho cunt Glenn Close, about him being in a domestic violence situation, and he says if you don't get out of it, it's gonna get out of control. I'm like, too late, it already has. And trust me, I know that bitch Justin is about to do some more fuck shit until he gets what he wants. So then back at the Artesian, we see Broderick done got the room made up, like he's pretty much waiting for trying to set up his next meet with Catherine and everything. So all of a sudden she gets a call, and we see that her phone's in the living room. Jim sees it. He's like, Catherine, the hotel is calling you, and all that. And she was like, get off of my, why you all up in my phone, Jim? Like, get out of my damn phone. He's like, well, yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, don't nobody important call you anyway. And then all of a sudden she answers the phone. It's Broderick. And the way she was talking was so damn funny. Yo, Renee Lawless did her shit in this scene. She's talking to Broderick, and he was like saying, you know, when the next time we're gonna get together? You know, I miss you and I want to see you. And she was like, well, you tell me. And he's like, I'm asking you. And she was like, well, hey, how about in the mornings? Because that's when I have my hair appointment. I'm like, bitch! I'm like, Catherine, you better do that shit. And you just saw Jim's face turning up and everything. I was like, yeah, that's what you get for the way you talk to Hannah, you stuck-up racist bastard. So I was glad that she did that shit to you, and she really got in his damn feelings. You know, because he was really acting all bothered and everything. And she was like, oh, yeah, I'll be there. And trust me, I won't keep you waiting. We definitely need to get this meeting. And we definitely need to get this meeting started. You know. You know, so she hands her the phone. And also Jim was like, who the hell is that you on the phone with? She's like, oh, it's nobody. Remember? Nobody calls me. I was like, yes, that shit was funny. And then Wyatt comes downstairs, and I have to say, in this scene, I was loving how Wyatt flipped the shit, because I'm pissed off at Jim, especially how the way he went at Hannah about that damn money that ain't really fucking his. Him and Wyatt go back and forth. Wyatt is, he's telling Wyatt, Wyatt's like, you're gonna keep me here for real? He's like, yeah, that's the whole point. I'm not letting you out of this house. And he's like, you know what? Keep me here and see what happens. He was like, I'm not letting you out of here, and nothing you're going to do is going to get you out of here. So Wyatt picks up the phone and calls George the damn DA. He was like, you know, I want you to come down here and take my statement against my parents, because Jim had told Wyatt that he had a court order to keep him there, which we all know is a damn lie. Jim still be trying to pull these things like he really got pulled. Dude, you're no longer on the bench anymore, so you know, he's just making up all these lies and shit like, I got a court order to keep you here. So he calls George and tells George, I need you to come here and take my statement. He's like, I already have your statement you already gave it to Jennifer Salison. He was like, oh no, but I know more. And he was like, oh yeah, and my father won't let me out of here because he says they have a court order on me. And he's like, okay, I'll look into that. I was like, yo, Wyatt is like really playing it. He's a fucking crier. He definitely got those slick ways of moving just like them. And actually, you know, he ends up the phone and looks at Jim. It's like, keep me here and see what happens. So it's like, oh shit, like Wyatt done flipped the script on their ass. And like all of a sudden Catherine was like, Jim? He's like, I got this. She's like, you do, huh? She's like, yeah, I got this. But he says that, but she was like, look, if you don't got this, you're gonna go down for real. And he was like, yeah, and so will you, sweetheart. And I'm like, yeah, and she's like, yes, and you have done a lot of shit too. So he's like, look, I got this. And she's like, yeah, you do. And you shall. And I was just like, see, that's the only thing they got in common when it comes down to that messy, treacherous shit. Because Catherine has that treacherous side. Hannah, she does have like the good nature side that she shows to Hannah. But then she got this real evil side. And that's where her and Jim actually come together. Outside of that, her and Jim are like totally wrong for each other. But when it comes down to that sinister shit, they are like the perfect fucking team. So they both gonna try to figure out a way to stop Wyatt in this bullshit. So we're gonna see how they're gonna get out of that one. So now he bringing the fucking George, the DA, down there to cause more shit to try to take them down. Oh yeah, so then we also see that finally Jeffrey gets to see David. They talk, and David again lets him know he needs to go and get Erica's thing so he can find out, you know, so he can reach out to her family and all of that. And he was like, okay, I'll take care of it. But he's like, go through it now. And I'm like, that's what triggered his damn heart attack, him knowing about Erica dying. Everybody was trying to tell him, everybody was trying not to let him know about this, but he found out through Jim. Because Jim was the one that told him about Erica dying. And probably he's been stressing about that this whole time. And that's probably what triggered his cardiac arrest. So we pretty much got that out. But then he was saying that, man, you know, she's always doing something. And she always gets away. And then David tells Jeffrey to don't worry about your mother. She will not win. He's like, yeah, if you say so. He's like, I am. She will not win this time. So then we see why he's going out. He runs into Madison. Madison's just getting off, but they kind of go back and forth flirting with each other. And he invites Madison over to his father's house to go, you know, because he says, I'm just going to go there, pick up a few things, and I'm going to come back. You know, it's only going to take me about an hour. So Madison and Jeffrey, you know, go to David's house, and I'm going to talk about that in a sec. Then we see that the FBI goes to visit Veronica, and they pretty much telling Veronica, you need to come to the station because you're definitely a person of interest. And pretty much Veronica's like, look, I ain't got nothing more to say. And he was like, look, we're pretty much telling you need to come down to the station with us. And she's like, well, you need to understand who the hell I am. I'm Veronica Harrington. He's like, yeah, and we're the FBI. This is not local police. You know, when it comes down to terrorism, we take different measures. You need to come down here with us. And Veronica was just adamant she wasn't leaving. She says that, look, if you ain't gonna arrest me, then you need to get the hell out of my house. And the thing is, she came downstairs and didn't even know they were there. Alice, the maid, had let them in. And afterwards, they were going back and forth, and they were adamant, you need to come with us. And Veronica was adamant, I'm Veronica Harrington, and I'm a top level attorney, and if you're not gonna arrest me, get the hell out of my house and get out of here now. See ya. And then she's like, Alice, the hell you doing letting the damn FBI in my house? And I was like, she always be talking shit about Alice. Oh damn, Alice don't answer the door for anybody, but then want to open it for the damn FBI. I'm like, yeah, because Alice probably hates your ass with your evil bitch. Veronica's delusional as hell. So then we see that Catherine actually goes to the restaurant to meet Charles. And we see that there's, this back and forth between them. And she's like, I was forced to be here, and you keep sending Landon and your flunkies after me. And he was like, well, dang, even after all of this, you still haven't changed. And she says, you will have to get to know me to know if I've changed. So I was like, yeah, she's kind of letting you know, Charles, yeah, you may know all this shit about me, but you don't know me though. And pretty much she was like, look, I'm just here to just put on face or whatever. And then pretty much she was like, yes, I want a drink. I want a bottle of wine. And from this situation, shit, you lucky I ain't drinking the whole damn bar. And he's like, wow, you just still haven't changed. She's like, you'll have to get to know me to know if I've changed. So when she said that shit, I was like, she got a good damn point. And, they go back and forth. And she gets the point, it's like, you know what? I'm just, I really don't want to do this anymore. And, let's just play nice for this. And then I'm going to get out of here. And it is what it is. She's like, matter of fact, I really want to leave now. And he's like, go ahead. She goes to leave, but then she turns around and comes back. And he's like, I thought you were leaving. He's like, what happened to the other girls? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, Landon told me about that whole situation where you guys had another option, but because she didn't want to go along with it, y'all did something to her. What you do to her? And she was saying that, look, I let my people do what they do, but, are you afraid? Because if you're not afraid, just go ahead and leave and don't worry about what Landon said. So she gets up and she walks away. And I'm like, this whole situation is crazy because it's like, Charles, you're literally trying to control this woman and you wonder why she's resisting it. She's used to being in control herself, and yet you got the upper hand and she's resistant to that shit. Because we know that Candace is the one that's usually running shit, but in this situation, it's obvious he's, running everything. So then we get the last scene where Jeffrey and Madison go to David's house. They start talking, and Madison reveals some things about himself, that he wanted to be an architect because he was admiring the house. And he said, so what made you get into nursing? He says, well, my father rejected me because I was gay, so therefore my interest in architect, because he says I wanted to be like my father, but once my father rejected me after he found out I was gay, I just took a different turn of life. And he was like, wow, that sounds just like my mom. So they definitely got that in common. They both got parents that don't accept them for who they are. And all of a sudden, we see that Jeffrey goes to look into Erica's things, and all of a sudden he's like, what the hell? So I think he now remembers who Erica is. I don't know what he found, but he found something that was telling. But then immediately he just goes into it. He's like, I have a confession to make. And he tells Madison that he's always had a crush on him. But Madison was like, really? I was fat back then. He was like, and why didn't you say anything? And he was like, come on, man. Who was out during that time? I'm like, good point. And he says, and also, remember Bobby Safeman? I hate what he was doing to me, but I hate even more what he did to you. And we see that was a traumatic situation. So, Madison didn't really want to relive that. But he said that that's the reason why I did what I did. I beat him with a bat. Not pretty much knocked him unconscious and shit. And he says, and he's like, I wonder what Bobby Safeman is doing now. He's like, probably prison. I was like, wow. And then the next thing you know, we see that Jeffrey kisses Madison. So I'm like, yeah, Jeffrey does like Madison, and Madison knew it. So they start kissing and everything. And then all of a sudden, we see that damn Veronica's in the damn house. I'm like, that bitch is forever coming to that damn house. Because in her mind, that is her fucking house. That's her dream house. And she's not going to let that shit go. And all of a sudden, that damn crazy bitch was like, now who the hell is this? And I'm like, oh, damn. It's about to be some shit again. So that's where the episode ended. And I think next week is the season finale. So definitely tune in for that. But, that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the season finale of the Haves and the Have-Nots. So until next time, everybody, take care.